Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into the exhilarating yet profoundly poignant story of one of Japan's truly legendary racehorses.
Yeah, this is a big one.
It really is. This isn't just about a champion. It's about a horse whose journey, marked by incredible triumphs and, well, heartbreaking battles against time and injury, captured the heart of an entire nation.
Exactly. We're talking about Narita Bryan, famously known as the Shadow Roll Monster. And his story, it really went far beyond the racetrack. He became a household name, even for people who didn't, usually follow horse racing much.
Right. And that's our mission for this deep dive. Using all the fantastic source material you've pulled together, we're going to unpack what made him so iconic.
From his unique beginnings.
Yeah. And those breathtaking Triple Crown triumphs through to his later struggles with injury and ultimately his tragic end. It's a conversation that I think promises to balance those thrilling highs with some truly poignant challenges.
Definitely a mix of both.
So let's dive in and unpack this legend. Ready?
Let's do it. So Narita Bryan, Japan's 5th Triple Crown winner. A magnificent dark bay colt, born in 1991.
Okay.
And what's fascinating here is that his fame truly transcended the sport. This was during like a golden era for horse racing in Japan anyway.
Right.
And Narita Bryan, with his incredible talent and, well, his distinct personality, he just resonated with everyone. He became a real symbol of excellence and perseverance.
That's incredible. And he certainly had a unique start, didn't he? I mean, his family tree alone sounds like something out of a racing hall of fame.
Oh, absolutely. He was sired by Bryan's time. His dam was Pacificus, who was a daughter of the legendary Northern dancer. But here's where it gets really interesting. He was the younger half-brother of another phenomenal champion, Biwahaya Heyday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And together they were affectionately dubbed the unbeatable big brother and the strongest little brother.
Huh. That's quite a nickname for the pair. Imagine the pressure or maybe the inspiration that kind of sibling dynamic might create.
It's quite the legacy to live up to, definitely.
And speaking of unique traits, that famous Shadow Roll Monster nickname, it has such a fascinating origin. What was it about this powerful animal that led to that?
Well, it's funny. When he first started racing, Narita Bryan apparently had some rather quirky anxieties. He could get quite worked up before races.
Okay.
And surprisingly, for such a powerful athlete, he was genuinely afraid of his own shadow while running.
Afraid of his own shadow? Seriously?
Yeah. He'd shy away from it, which obviously wasn't ideal for his performance.
I'll say. That's truly something. So how did his team address that? I mean, you can't exactly tell a horse not to be scared.
Right. So his trainers came up with a pretty practical solution. They increased his racing frequency, partly to help him, build confidence and settle down. And they fitted him with a shadow roll. Now, for listeners maybe unfamiliar, a shadow roll is just a piece of equipment, usually sheepskin, that fits over a horse's nose.
Okay.
And it basically blocks their lower vision, stops them seeing their own shadow, or maybe other little distractions right beneath them.
Ah, okay. Simple but effective.
Exactly. This adjustment worked wonders.
Yeah.
And his subsequent just enormous success made the shadow roll itself incredibly famous in Japan.
So the equipment became famous because of him.
Pretty much. And by the peak of his career, the consensus was he no longer truly needed it for the shadow issue.
Right.
But he continued to wear it, almost like a good luck charm.
Yeah.
Or just part of his iconic image,
That's a great detail, from a necessity to a symbol of his legend. So with that unique personality sorted, how did he actually perform on the track? Because I hear his racing career was just, well, spectacular.
It truly was. He debuted in August of 1993 with jockey Katsumi Minai. Now, his 2-year-old season was unusually busy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he raced 7 times, which is quite a lot for a 2-year-old.
7 starts. Wow.
And he won 4 of those, including a major graded race, the Asahi High Sansai Stakes. But his true, undeniable dominance came in his 3-year-old season, 1994.
And dominance really feels like an understatement from what I've read. He just ripped through the Triple Crown races, didn't he?
Yeah, he absolutely did. In the Satsuki Show, which is Japan's equivalent of the 2000 Guineas, he won pretty comfortably by over 3 lengths.
Okay, impressive start.
Then, in the Tokyo Yushun, their Japanese derby, arguably the most prestigious race for 3-year-olds there, he crushed the field by an even more impressive 5 lengths.
5 lengths in the derby, that's sending a message, a truly commanding performance, signaling a really rare talent.
No question. But what's fascinating is that despite being so dominant, his autumn campaign actually kicked off with a bit of a shock.
It did. What happened?
Well, There was an unexpected setback in the Kyoto Shimbun High. He went off as a huge favorite, odds on, I think, but finished second. A real surprise.
Huh. Any reason why? Or just one of those things?
Just one of those things, it seemed. But then something else happened. Tragically, the highly anticipated showdown with his half-brother Biwa Hayahide, it never materialized.
Oh no, why not?
Hayahide suffered an injury that forced him into retirement just before they could potentially meet.
Oh, that's such a shame. Can you imagine the buzz, the anticipation for a showdown like that between two legendary brothers?
Exactly. It's truly one of those what-if moments in racing history that fans still talk about, a real missed opportunity.
Definitely. But Narita Bryan wasn't down for long after that second-place finish, was he? He roared back in the Kikuka show, the Japanese St. Ledger, to complete the Triple Crown.
Roared back is right. A truly thunderous comeback. He demolished the field by 7 lengths.
7, good grief.
Just crushed them, solidifying his place in history as Japan's 5th Triple Crown winner.
Incredible.
And he didn't stop there. He capped off that incredible year with a victory in the Arima Kinnan.
Right, the big one at the end of the year.
Exactly. Japan's highly prestigious, fan-voted year-end Grand Prix, a true champion-making race. And he beat other top stars, like the formidable 3-year-old filly Hishi Amazon and the veteran Rice Shower.
So he beat the best of the best.
He did. And this made him only the second horse ever, after the legendary Simboli Rudolph, to be called a 4-crown winner.
Meaning the Triple Crown and the Arima Kinnan in the same year.
Correct. And as you might expect after a year like that, he was almost unanimously named Horse of the Year. That just speaks volumes about his impact and, well, his perceived invincibility at that point.
What an absolutely incredible run. He truly seemed invincible. It's almost hard to imagine how a horse at the absolute pinnacle of his sport could then face any real struggles.
Yeah, you'd think so.
But Narita Bryan's story, like so many champions, was about to take a difficult and ultimately poignant turn in 1995, wasn't it?
It was, sadly. After winning the Hanshin Daishoten, which is a significant Grade 2 race in the spring of 1995, he was diagnosed with right hip joint inflammation.
Hip joint inflammation.
Okay.
How serious was that considered?
Well, initially it was considered relatively minor, but the unfortunate truth is he never fully regained his peak, that explosive form afterward.
Really? Even from something considered minor?
Seems so. His autumn returns were quite poor, certainly for a horse of his caliber. He finished 12th, then 6th, then 4th in successive major starts. A shadow of his former self, really.
Oh, man, that must have been tough for his fans to see a champion struggling like that.
Yeah.
But there was an attempted revival in 1996, right? His 5-year-old season with a new jockey, too, the great Yutaka Take. Did he get some of that old magic back?
He did, actually, in flashes, which almost made those moments even more cherished, you know.
I bet.
In the Hanshin Daishoten that year, the same race he'd won before the injury, he fought this thrilling head-to-head battle with the previous year's Horse of the Year, Mayano Top Gun.
Wow, head-to-head with the reigning champ.
Exactly. And he prevailed,
Yeah.
dug deep, and won in a truly memorable finish. It was fantastic to see.
I can imagine.
However, many observers still felt he wasn't quite the same horse as before his injury. Like the brilliance was there, but maybe not that absolute crushing power.
Okay, what happened after that win?
After that, he finished a very respectable second to the formidable Sakura Laurel in the Tenno Show Spring, which is, one of Japan's most important and historic Grade 1 races. So still performing at a high level.
Definitely. Still competitive. And then came a really surprising move, didn't it? Entering him in the Takamatsu no Miya High. That's a sprint race, right?
That's right. A top-level Grade 1 sprint. And yes, it was a controversial move. Narita Bryan was known as a dominant middle-distance and long-distance star.
So why the switch? What was the thinking?
That's the question everyone asked. Critics across the board called it reckless, maybe even desperate, to drop a champion stayer into a pure speed contest like that.
Yeah, it sounds counterintuitive. How did he do?
Amazingly, even in that race, completely out of his element, he still gave fans a glimpse of his immense talent and, well, his heart. He closed strongly from way far behind to finish 4th.
4th in a top sprint. That's actually pretty incredible.
It really was. It showed he still had that raw ability, that class, even if it wasn't his preferred distance at all.
But sadly, that wasn't the end of the story for that year.
No. Sadly, just 1 month later, the inevitable, perhaps, happened. He suffered a serious tendon injury in his right foreleg.
Ah, the tendon. That's usually...
Yeah, a career-ending blow. It led to his immediate retirement from racing.
That's just devastating after all he'd been through, fighting back to have his racing career end like that. So he entered stud duty then. With immense hopes, I imagine.
Huge hopes for his offspring to carry on that incredible legacy.
But even his post-racing life was tragically cut short, wasn't it? This part of the story is just rough.
It really is. It was just a truly cruel twist of fate. In 1998, he developed colic.
Oh no, colic in horses is very serious.
Extremely serious. Yeah. A severe intestinal blockage, incredibly dangerous, and sadly, often fatal. He actually survived the initial surgery for it, which, brought a collective sigh of relief to his many, many fans.
Thank goodness for that, at least.
Yeah, but just 3 months later, he suffered a catastrophic stomach rupture. Completely irreversible.
Oh.
There was just no chance of recovery.
Yeah.
So he was humanely euthanized on September 27, 1998.
How old was he?
He was only 7 years old.
7? Just 7 years old. That's an incredibly young age for such a magnificent animal, especially one with such high expectations for stud and, well, just so much life potentially ahead.
Just heartbreaking.
His image, though, thundering down the stretch with that distinctive shadow roll, it remains one of the most enduring and beloved sights in Japanese racing. His career truly was this vivid mix of incredible brilliance and profound heartbreak.
Absolutely. A Triple Crown hero who inspired so many, but whose prime and even his life were tragically cut short by those relentless health struggles.
Yeah, what his story truly tells us, I think, is about the unpredictable yet utterly captivating nature of even the most dominant champions.
That's a great way to put it. His brilliance was undeniable, his impact immense, but his career and life were just profoundly affected by those health issues. It reminds us of the fragility inherent even in peak athletic performance.
It really is a story that makes you wonder, doesn't it? Leaves you with questions. How much more greatness might Narita Bryan have achieved had his health just allowed him to continue his prime?
The ultimate what if.
Yeah. And what does his story tell us about that unpredictable, captivating nature of champions we were just talking about? It's such a poignant reminder of the fragility of peak performance, isn't it? And how the lasting memory of a true icon endures, regardless of whether they reached, what we perceive as their full potential or not. What an absolutely unforgettable horse.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more. Check out our other videos for more stories you might enjoy.